Very good day to all of you. I'm Iffat with the channel English with Iffat Malik. As I'm working on the series of fluency markers, what is more necessary, fluency or accuracy, by learning a language? Well, when you listen, when you learn a language, you have to focus on the fluency first. Accuracy comes within the passage of time. Why fluency is necessary? When you listen to someone, the native speaker, or when you watch a movie, when you watch a video, the people who are speaking, you cannot grab them as they are using the language fluently. What are these fluency markers? In the previous video, I shared it with you that we use the contracted form, that is called contraction, by using apostrophe. We contract the word like I have into I have, I am into I am, she is into she is. They have, you can see them in the written form. These are the contracted form, and you will use them to shorten the written scriptures or the written words. But how you will use them in while uttering the words, while uttering the sentences, there are a few examples for you. You can see those contraction in the written form, but how to catch those contraction while listening to the native speaker is another phenomenon. As the word, as a sentence in front of you is Mary is at home. So it is full sentence. I still didn't use any contraction into it. I can use the contracted form. If I erase this I and I put apostrophe and make it Mary's. Mary's at home. So this contraction you are able to see in the written form. But if I say it Mary's at home, I'm not using it. Mary is at home. You won't look fluent while speaking this. But if you will say Mary's at home, but if you will pronounce the at properly, again, you will become late. You may not sound fluent. So what I will do, I will weaken the sound of A into this. These are basically the symbols for the letters, and when you want to weaken the sound, you can change it into this. So marries a tone. There is no need to put stress on such kind of words that are normally like is and at. What you will do, you will weaken them for the sake of fluency. Now the sentence will be like them. Marries a tone. So the proper stress and focus is on marry and home. They are content word, and these are structural words. So you will reduce stress of the structural word and you will be more fluent. Next example, Jane has arrived. So what you can do over here, if I weaken the sound of has, it will become as. So John, I will say Jane has arrived. Jane has arrived. But if I use apostrophe and I use S of has by using apostrophe here and G, so what I can say, Chin's arrived. Chin's arrived. So it would be difficult for you while listening what they have used. You can weaken the sound. If you will weaken the sound, it will become, rather than saying Jane has arrived, Jane has arrived. Jane has arrived. So it will change, the sound will become like this. But again, the third example, Jane's arrived. So you will become, you will make it more shorter, and you will sound more fluent into it by speaking it like that. A cup of tea and biscuits. I told you about the content and the structured words, content words that give you the main knowledge, the main information in the sentence. So the main information in the sentence is tea and biscuit and cup. These are content words. And rest of the words are structural words. A, of, and. So what you will do, you will put your focus, you will put your stress on all these content words, and you will shorten or you will weaken the sound. So how you will weaken the sound of A by using this symbol and by saying a cup of. And whether you will how you will weaken the sound of, it will become of. A cup of tea, a cup of, not a cup of tea and biscuits, rather it will become a cup of tea and biscuits. So you will listen only The words cup, tea, and biscuits. Cup of tea and biscuit. A cup of tea and biscuit. A cup of tea and biscuit. So what you have done, you have weakened the sound of a, of, and will reduce into while using social media, most of the time we write an instead of and. So what we are doing, we are in a hurry. So this is also the language of social media. So you use an instead of and. So you can shorten, you can weaken the sound by using this symbol as well, and only an as well. A cup of a cup of tea and biscuits. It's not and. The stop, the plosive sound and stopper D here would totally be reduced into it. A cup of tea and biscuit. The sentences, that is, I have already used the contracted form. I have been to China. So contracted form is I've been to China. What next? What other things that I can do with the sentences? This I, while pronouncing it, it will become I. So this is again the structured word, this is structured word, and this is the content word. So I will reduce them being into bin. So it will become bin. It will reduce, it will shorten, I will weaken the sound of being and to. I've been to China. And it will become not to. You are not going to utter it properly to. I've been to China. I've been to China. It will, you will also weaken the sound into to like this too. I've been to China. I have shortened this by using the apostrophe and the contraction. We would like some cakes. We would like some cakes. What you can do, how can you make this sentence, how can you utter it fluently? So you will again focus on the content and the structured words. The content words are cakes, or some, like, like is also. Okay, we would like some cakes. What you will do, you will shorten it by saying some. It could be like that. We would like some cakes. You won't say we would like some cake. We would like some cakes. So the stress and the main information that you want to give to other person, that you need cake, you want some cakes, rather than telling the person we would like some cakes. We would like some cakes. So your main stress is, your intonation is, your rising and falling tone of your voice is telling the main information about this word, that is cake. So we can work for the fluency. In the previous video, I described thoroughly about contracting the sounds, contracting the words by mixing them together. And there are so many that I give you examples. They are I have, I'll, she'll, they would. You can contract them. There is a list of contracted. You can find the list of contracted words anywhere at YouTube or at Google. But what I'm telling you, you can also you're not supposed to use only the contracted form. You are supposed to weaken the sound for the sake of fluency, to become more fluent in the language by weakening the structural words. Structural words are not the content words, they don't give you the main information about. A sentence is made with the content words and the structural words. The structural words are used to join and point the sentence. So we will primarily weaken the sound of structural words, like I did over here. Mary's at home. Mary's at home. Mary's at home. So please pronounce it. Utter all these sentences with me. Jean's arrived, rather than saying Jean has arrived or Jean has arrived. Say Jean's arrived. A cup of tea and biscuits. Off will become into off. Cup of tea. A cup of tea and biscuit. A will become into A. A cup of tea and biscuits. It will become an. Okay, I've been to China. I've been to China. Rather than saying I have been to China, I've been to China. We would like some cakes. In the next video, we will do some more practice for the sake of fluency, and they are not, again, weakening of sound is not one fluency marker is contraction, and second one is the weakening of sound. There are other fluency markers too. I will discuss them thoroughly in the next videos. Till then, very goodbye to all of you.